I'm a woman who transitioned into a man and detransitioned all by God's grace.
I am a detransitioner.
My name is Morgan. I am the Ohio detransitioner.
Hi, my name is Prisha Mosley. I'm a detransitioner.
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male. I will never be a man. Why is it that a couple hundred years from now, if you dug up my body, they're gonna go, yeah, that was a woman. Had babies. I've had 7 surgeries. I've had 1 stress heart attack. I've had a helicopter life ride with a pulmonary embolism. I've had 17 rounds of antibiotics. I had 6 inches of hair on the inside of my urethra for 17 months. Nobody would help me, including the doctor that did this to me because I lost my insurance.
Why would I fucking help you?
We have 5 children's hospitals in the United States promoting that.
From the vantage point that you have now, looking back on that, is it traumatizing to think about?
Absolutely. It's horrifying. This shouldn't have been an option for me. It hurts knowing, like, I could have just grown up without any intervention, and I could have been completely normal. I wouldn't be dealing with all the stuff that I am now. I'm having some pretty serious complications from my surgery, on top of all the trauma that it's caused me. If somebody just told me, like, this isn't going to make you into a boy, and there's no guarantee that doing any of this is going to resolve your distress, you're perfect as you are as a woman.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
I am a detransitioner, somebody who has been through the process of a social and a medical gender transition. Before I could even legally drive a car, I was placed on puberty blockers and testosterone at the age of 13. And I had my breasts removed from my body at 15 years old. And rather than doctors questioning these ideas that I had and challenging me, they told me, yes, you are a young man. We are going to call you by the name Leo.
Oh my God.
Mom and Dad never saw me as their son. They never once believed that I was transgender. They never would have said yes to this in a million years, until the doctors told them, you have 2 choices. You get to choose between having a very well dead daughter or a living transgender son. We weren't told about the possibility of regret or detransition. I didn't even know that it was possible until it happened to me. Less than a year after my surgery, reality hit me like a train. And I thought, one day I want to get married. I want to become a wife. I want to fulfill that beautiful feminine role, and I want to have children naturally. I want to get pregnant. I want to give birth. But I looked down at my chest and the scars, what was left of my breasts, and I thought, I'm never going to be able to have that chance to feed my children, to nurture them with what God gave me. Beautiful parts of my innocence and my adulthood have been ripped away from me before I even knew what any of it meant. But they didn't want to face their mistake either. I had absolutely no guidance on how to go back. But I soon discovered that I wasn't alone. Children have been abused by their medical providers and groomed in believing that they are something that they are not, that they are born so wrong that they have to change a fundamental part of themselves. Every child deserves the chance to grow up healthy, to grow up with all their body intact, and to be
My name is Claire, and I'm a detransitioner. A week after I turned 14 years old, I was put on testosterone by Dr. May Lau at Cook Children's Hospital in Dallas, Texas. 6 months later, Dr. Alan Doolin with the American Institute for Plastic Surgery in Plano performed a double mastectomy on me. I was too young to get a tattoo. I was too young to drive. I hadn't even learned algebra in high school yet. But I was old enough to choose to have healthy parts of my body electively amputated. I was sold a product, medical transition, by professionals and institutions who told me that it would fix my distress and save my life. I was told that if I didn't do this, I would probably end up dead. But here's what they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me that taking cross-sex hormones and undergoing major surgery at 14 years old could leave me with pelvic floor dysfunction and urinary incontinence, problems I have to manage now as a young adult. I'm only 20 years old. They didn't tell me that these complications are common enough to be known risks, and yet they were hidden from me at an age where I didn't even understand what these terms meant, let alone the impact they would have on my daily life. And it doesn't stop there. When I tried to warn others by leaving honest reviews on my surgeon's websites, describing my regret, the complications, the lack of real informed consent, my reviews were deleted. Think about that. A surgeon permanently altered my healthy body when I was a middle school student and then erased my negative feedback to protect his reputation. If that doesn't sound like fraud, I don't know what does. In any other context, selling a medical product in this way, with half-truths and hidden side effects, would be considered fraud. If a pharmaceutical company pushed a drug on children without disclosing the lifelong damage it can cause, they would be sued out of existence. If a cosmetic surgeon buried evidence of complications, they would be shut down. But when it comes to gender medicine, it's not just allowed, it's celebrated. And anyone who asks questions is called hateful. Every week, I hear from more young men and women like me, people who were convinced as kids or as teenagers that the only way to survive was to become a lifelong medical patient. We now live with the irreversible consequences, the scars, the side effects, the pain, and the grief. And we watch helplessly as the same professionals and clinics keep selling the same product to the next generation of vulnerable kids while silencing those of us who speak out.
I lived my whole life unable to love myself as a man, fully convinced that I was somehow born in the wrong body. Then in 2017, I started seeing a gender therapist, got prescribed female hormones. 2 years later, in 2019, I had gender confirmation surgery. Why? Because it felt like the right thing to do. If you detransitioned now, that means you weren't really trans then. But the whole power in my message, the power in my message is to let you know that actually I was in the same place that many trans people are. Your own mind can convince you to make permanent alterations to your body and think that that is fully right, and almost every one of them says the same thing, that they honestly believed they were born in the wrong body. They honestly believed that taking hormones and doing the surgery was the right thing in every way, shape, and form for them at that time, like I did. And so what my mission and goal is to make people aware of this possibility, to make those who are seeking gender transition as an answer to their issues, to find happiness. The only reason you are so convinced that that is the way you need to go is because a sequence of events and ideas and perspectives formed in your mind to cause you to want to go towards that path.
Hi, my name is Prisha Mosley. I'm a detransitioner, and I wanted to talk some today about regret over misplaced trust. I have a lot of regret over putting so much trust in the trans community and in trans activists and my doctors when I believed that I was trans. I feel really regretful over taking everyone's words exactly as they said it and not doing more investigation into my own feelings, my own self, maybe I wish I had been given suggestions for other ways to deal with my trauma, my anxiety, my depression, the mental struggles I was going through, instead of just affirmed and told that all of my struggles were really because I was born in the wrong body. I feel a lot of regret over the time I spent talking to other people who felt the same way and just encouraging each other to live in a false identity and in a false way, even if we ultimately thought, because of our doctors, that it was real and we were really transitioning and changing sex. I feel so much regret over putting so much hope and trust in this community that ultimately turned on me and betrayed me when I had a bad experience and decided to speak out about it. Ever since I've been speaking out about my detransition and my experience with regret and the side effects that have come from years of testosterone and having a double mastectomy, I've been harassed online, sent really abusive messages and threats. I've been doxxed. When I've gone out to publicly testify, I've been chased to my car and had a lot of other really scary, difficult things happen to me. And a lot of this has come from the community that I once trusted, that I, entrusted myself and my mental health and my healthcare to, and believed, when they said that the first time around that Trump was going to round up everybody in the LGBT community and everything bad was going to happen, and that didn't happen. And then, as soon as I experienced regret, this community, all of the support and encouragement and, I guess the lying, it all stopped. I'm no longer treated nicely by the trans community, or encouraged in what I do, not even encouraged in trying to recover my health care or, discovering my, true female identity, the sex I was born as. So my advice to younger people, who maybe have close ties to the trans community or trust people who are activists, is trans is ultimately a scam. It's impossible to be born in the wrong body. It's pseudoscience, and all these doctors and activists really have to offer are cosmetic alterations to make your body appear like the opposite sex, which doesn't cure any type of mental health issue or illness and causes a lot of physical side effects, and bodily harm that they aren't giving or discussing fully in informed consent. So my advice would be not to trust a community that will betray you if you don't have the correct experience or if a doctor harms you. Thanks for listening.